everyone, this is the help video for Access Chapter 7, the Prepare Case A. We're starting off at the beginning, step number 2. So this chapter is all about creating aggregate calculations, doing subqueries, and the introduction of SQL. SQL is a really powerful tool to learn because pretty much all database systems use some form of SQL, which is a standard query language. So if you learn how it works in Access, even if you're somewhere that isn't using Access but is using a different database system, the knowledge that you learn about SQL will transfer to that. So this first query that we're going to build will help calculate total revenue for the spa. We're going to use the table purchase and the table products. We're going to pull 3 fields: product description, price, and quantity. And then we're going to create a calculated field called revenue that takes price times quantity. And then that's the first phase. And then the second phase is we're going to get a total for that content, including the calculated field. So that's something we really haven't done yet. So let's begin this with a query design, table purchase, and then table product. So in these fields, or in these tables, we're going to bring product description, price, and quantity. So far, everything that we've done, right? So we're going to now create this calculated field. Remember, we go here, click. I always do the zoom, make it big, and you only have to change the size one time for that database. So we're going to call this new field revenue. So we're going to type the name, colon. And then the 2 fields that we're going to multiply are price times quantity. Right? So that is nothing that we have not done, right? So if I run this, 1 times 1050 is 1050. 1050 times 4, 42. Looks very good. So we are done with step 2. We're going to continue with this database. With this query. We're going to place the total row on. So we're going to place the total row. So up here in my design, total, it puts the total. I am going to sum price, quantity, and revenue. See, and we haven't really done that before. So I'm going to do sum, and sum. Then I want to rename quantity as sales volume. So I'm going to right click and zoom so you can see it better. I'm going to type sales volume in front of quantity, colon. Now that field is renamed. So if I run this now, by product description, I get a sum of all of these items. So I want to save this. QRY, let's see, nope, cancel. I thought I hit save. QRY, rev, and vol. Okay, so I'm going to run this. I want you to look right here. Do you see where that says sum? I'm going to run it, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to save it, close out of it, and I want to come back in to this. And look, this now changes from sum to expression. And that is exactly what should happen. So Access changes that aggregate statistic that you're doing into an expression, and that's how it has to do that. And so if you look at this, it changed it, and that leads us into SQL. So the rules that govern how these queries work, that's SQL. And so Access went ahead and did that for you. So we are done with step number 3, and then we can move on to step 4. Oh, you know what? I did forget one thing. We need to come here and auto-fit everything. Save it again, close it. Now we can move on to number 4. Okay, so this next query in 4 is going to provide a list of all customers who have made a purchase at the spa. And we're going to build that from customer, table customer, and table purchase. And we've done a query very similar to this in the past. So we're just going to bring customer first name, last name, address, city, state. So if I run this, do you see how Emily has multiple rows? And what you're not seeing is that the only customers that are appearing here are ones that have made purchases, and you get a line for every purchase that they've made, right? Even though we're not seeing it, we're using it to join, right? Because if we just looked at our customers, there's customers in here, right? There's customers that haven't made a purchase. So they would not appear in this. That's what this whole thing is doing. So even though I didn't use anything in here, I'm using it to limit what customers I'm seeing because it's an inner join. So if you look at this now, you can see a repeat. And I don't really want that. I just want somebody's name one time if they've made a purchase. So I can use that total row and group it by, and let's see what we get. There we go. So now instead of seeing every record, a row for every purchase that a person has made, because I'm grouping by the name in the table, in the results, I'm only going to see it one time because I'm grouping by it, right? Pretty nifty. So let's go ahead and save this. Let's see. Adjust the columns so they all display, and save this as QRY, customers with purchases, and we're going to go ahead and close that. So we're done with 4. So far I think it makes sense. It's not too difficult. I'm going to stop the movie here, and because 5 and 6 go together, and I don't think I'll have enough time. All right, thank you. We'll pick up at step 5 on the next movie.